Greetings, sisters and brothers. So, I just want to make a brief comment today. I want to talk about the election of the new Secretary General of the United Nations to replace Guterres, whose term expires the end of this year, 2026. So, as we all know now, Ambassador Olara Otunnu of Uganda joined the race rather late, nominated by General Yoweri Museveni, Uganda's dictator of 42 years now. The same Museveni who has presided over a state of terror and torture in Uganda. The same Museveni who stole the elections in January from the rightful winner, Robert Kyagulanyi, aka Bobby Wine. The same Museveni who, together with the deputy military dictator, General Imbecile Muhoozi Kainerugaba, continues to arrest and torture Ugandans. The same Museveni who is now presiding over the sham trial of Dr. Kizza Besigye, who is ailing and could well die in prison. The same Museveni who has caused much death and destruction in Uganda. The same Museveni who invaded Rwanda in 1990, culminating in the Rwanda genocide of 1994. The same Museveni who has invaded Congo multiple times, leading to the deaths of 10 million Congolese. The same Museveni who has invaded South Sudan and has caused much death, havoc, and destruction, and continues to meddle in the politics of South Sudan with his puppet, Salva Kiir, not allowing that country to decide its own destiny. Yes, that is the same Museveni, whom we must continue to condemn and do whatever it is within our powers to end his dictatorship in Uganda, together with the dictatorship of Imbecile Muhoozi. Otunnu is now a candidate. So Museveni wants us to condemn him as a puppet of Museveni. Museveni is the master of divide and rule. He has a PhD in divide and rule. So he wants to put a wedge between anybody who condemns Otunnu will now be seen as an enemy of all of Acholi. That is Museveni's master plan. We have to outwit Museveni. We have to be smarter than Museveni. He's not as smart, really, as he thinks he is. Him together with his imbecile son. Otunnu is now a candidate. It cannot be undone. Today, Bobby Wine wrote an essay. It's on X, it's on Facebook, and we also published it on Black Star News. He said he's proud of Otunnu as a fellow Ugandan. He has raised legitimate questions about why dictator Museveni is nominating him so late in the process. But the central message of Bobby Wine's message and posting is that we must not allow Museveni to divide us. We must not, because it is only when we remain united that we can end the dictatorship of Museveni and Muhoozi in Uganda. And surprisingly, it's not impossible that even though he joined very late, Otunnu can actually win. In the first straw poll in July, he had only 2 encourage. Only 2. Because, it's a secret poll. You don't know who's voting. And he's actually the one who implemented and designed this straw polling system to help break deadlocks. So I only had 2. But in the last one, on August the 21st, he got 5 encourage. You need a total, of course, of 9 out of the 15 members of the Security Council, and you must not be opposed by any of the permanent members of the Security Council. And now in the recent one, he got 5 encouraged, 5 discouraged, and 5 no opinion. He's actually done better than former Senegalese President Macky Sall, who had, even though he had 6 encouraged, he had 7 discouraged. And Otunnu has only been here for a few weeks. Given time and given some more of these meetings that he's been having, it's not impossible that he could actually end up on top. And if he ends up on top and indeed becomes the Secretary General of the United Nations, he cannot be selective. He must stand up for human rights everywhere in the world, including in his own native Uganda. Would that not be very interesting? He cannot condemn human rights abuse in other countries around the world as Secretary General and remain silent on Uganda. So if Museveni was hoping that this was just for public relations and to divide Ugandans between Central, North, South, if that was his agenda, would it not be remarkable if Otunnu actually wins and becomes the advocate as Secretary General of denouncing military dictatorship in Uganda? Sometimes the creators work in very mysterious ways. I'm not saying he will win, but I'm saying it's not impossible. But the central message must be the same, what Bobi Wine has been saying. Let's not allow Museveni, under any circumstances, to divide us. United, we will end military dictatorship in Uganda. A luta continua. Remain Pan-African.